Hey everyone, Nubkeks here for anyone who is willing to tear themselves away from classic WoW. Great news if you're looking to play some Heroes of the Storm, been looking for an update because we do have a new balance update out today, the 28th of August. So we're going to go through what has been changed and I'll give my thoughts on what those changes are. So I'm not in the way. No, okay, I'm not in the way. We're good. Okay, just checking that my camera doesn't block the actual text here. But for Battlegrounds, we've got to change the Volskaya Foundry. Just kind of across the board buffs to the Triglav Protector. More starting health, more health scaling in minutes 1 to 5. And then more health scaling over time, also increased by a proportion. I don't know why they give real specifics for this, and then not for that. I guess it changes every few minutes, so it'll be too tedious. But there you go. Basic attack damage has gone up, charge damage has gone up, and a quite significant chunk of bonus damage on its non-heroic targets as well. So I think this is a bit funny because they did just nerf the Protector recently. But they've kind of gone back on that a little bit, and they've buffed it back up again, which I think was good. I didn't really see the nerf making too much sense. I thought the nerf went too far. They've toned it back a bit, so that seems pretty good for me. Make that Protector like a big scary thing, and that seems good to me. All right, cool. Let's go into the heroes, and as you can see, we actually have we have a lot of hero changes here coming, so let's go. For tanks, Blaze. This is a pretty interesting one, actually. I'm kind of curious to play with this, because it sounds small, but I think it could actually be quite big. Jet Propulsion, his E ability, where he kind of charges up and then charges forwards and does an AoE stun whenever he collides with a hero. The delay before charging, attacking, going forwards. You charge up to charge, but the delay before going forwards has been reduced from 0.5 to 0.375 seconds, so it will be faster, kind of snappier, more responsive. So that is quite an interesting change. Should make it a lot easier to hit that charge. Yeah, I think it's quite an intriguing one. I hope it doesn't kind of ruin the feeling of the charge because it's sort of a unique thing for Blaze, but that might actually at the same time be the change that's kind of needed to push him into that more reliable solo tank role. The cooldown has been increased from 8 to 10 seconds, which is quite a significant nerf. It means instead of getting 2 charges off in a fight, possibly 3, you're now getting 1, possibly 2. In like a typical sort of team fight scenario. So there you go. And the mana cost has been increased. That doesn't really matter too much, I would say. So there you go. We'll see how this works. Should be an interesting one, though. Diablo. Quite a few changes to Diablo as well. At level 7, Eternal Flames will now also return 35 mana when stunning enemy heroes with Shadow Charge or Overpower. So I believe Eternal Flames, it gives you back a charge. It resets the cooldown of your W ability whenever you stun somebody. Diabolical Momentum has been buffed. I think it used to be 1.5 seconds. I think then they nerfed it once or twice, but ultimately down to 1 second, and now it's being buffed back up to 1.25 seconds of cooldown reduction on your Q and your E, so your charge and your overpower, your flip, whenever you land a basic attack. So quite nice changes there. The competing talent that wasn't changed, of course, is, I can't remember what it's called, but it's whenever you cast a spell, it makes your next basic attack do a big extra chunk of damage, which is kind of the go-to with the whole single target pick potential Diablo thing. That's the big deal at the moment. Change the order of talents to 13, fine. Devastating Charge, here we go. At last, another big nerf, hooray. Okay, cool. So the damage bonus has been reduced from 80 to 50%, and they adjusted the functionality to hit 5 heroes with Shadow Charge, and the reward when you've done that is that hitting heroes against terrain when they reduce their armor by 15 for 4 seconds. It does actually synergize with that other talent at 7, makes your basic attack hit harder. But you're not getting bonus damage on the charge with each bit of the quest and getting an extra chunk when you complete it, nothing like that. It's just very simple, just a flat bonus 50% damage on the charge, and now applying an armor reduction. So this is a massive change. And personally, I actually kind of like it. Additionally, Hellfire will also, at maximum stacks, you'll do extra damage to nearby enemies. I actually don't remember what this does. I guess it builds up stacks and makes your W do more damage, or it reduces spell power. I don't know, can't remember. We'll find out. I'll probably do a video on this soon, because I personally love Diablo. And you guys that have been around for quite a while now will probably remember when they first put for this Diablo rework, I was having a lot of fun with like the Eternal Flames with the W build Diablo. I thought it was absolutely a ton of fun. So I'm kind of glad to see that looking like it could come back and be the dominant build. So there you go. Large change to Diablo though. I think it's quite interesting. And again, this I want to highlight this in particular because this is always interesting to me as a content creator, particularly, you know, when I used to do particularly competitive focus on the game. Diablo is a consistently popular pick despite having a low win rate. So it's just one of those things, right, where people think he's super good, despite him not actually being good in most games or statistically in the games. It comes down to this, you know, it's kind of a... My thoughts on it very, very quickly is that it's a very high, well, not very high skill cap, but it's got a mild skill cap, I suppose, on getting the charge stuff correct. And that's what this build was all about. It was all about single target pickoff and understanding the strategy of that moment. And I think, you know, low win rate people just aren't good at it. So, yeah, but like when people are, it's very impressive. So, yeah. Interesting change. Johanna. Big enough change here to reinforce getting a lot more attractive. And I also thought this, I want to talk about this as well, because I think this is interesting from a design perspective. But the physical armor has been reduced from 75 to 50. However, instead of being like 1 or 2 charges that get consumed per basic attack taken, it now has a duration, which is very, very interesting. Actually, I'm kind of confused now because it says 75 to 50 and then it says 60. So I'm very confused. My understanding is, I don't know, let's assume it's 50. Let's assume whenever you cast a basic ability, you gain 50 physical armor for 2.5 seconds. So, you know, it's obviously a lot more effective against a hero, let's say, like Tracer, who attacks ridiculously fast. You know, you're going to get a lot more value out of that, whereas a hero that hits very hard but very slowly, I'm not even sure what's a good example of that. Nothing jumps to mind immediately. I'm completely going blank because I'm an idiot, I suppose. But yeah, it's going to be less effective against them. I was going to say Butcher. That was the first thing that came to mind, but he actually hits pretty fast with some of his talents and when he finishes his quest, so I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, that's it's quite a big change. I guess maybe like Nova with anti-armor shells or whatever. There you go. Bam. Nailed it. Perfect in one. So yeah, I think it's quite an interesting idea, you know, physical armor for a duration. As opposed to being per charge. Yeah, I think it's definitely quite intriguing. And obviously it's going to have quite a high uptime as well, especially if at level 7 you take her Blessed Momentum, which reduces the cooldown of her abilities with basic attacks. You could have a very, very high uptime on this. It's 2.5 seconds after every basic ability, and they don't have the longest cooldown. So, yeah, there you go. She's going to be very tanky against physical damage. It's kind of like a slow overtime protection. I think it could be a very strong talent again if the enemy team is building around 2 damage dealer based guys. Like, for example, if they've got something like a Rainer, a Tracer, you know, Zul'jin, whatever, multiple basic attack heroes, but Butcher is going to be really good. Awesome stuff. Jen, going into the Bruiser. So let's go a little bit faster here. Sorry, I'm going a bit slowly. So Jen, level 1, Eye of the Tiger has been nerfed. Bonus damage and healing on your basic attacks against targets soaked in brew. It's now only 40% instead of 50%, so it has been nerfed. Storm Stout Secret Recipe, much to my amusement at least, has been buffed yet again. That's right, that level 20 talent that was moved to level 1 has actually revealed itself to be so unbelievably shit that this formerly level 20 talent moved to level 1 has had to be buffed not once, I think it's 3 times. I think it's been buffed from like 2% up to 3%. So the first buff I'm counting is level 20 to level 1, and then up to 2.5, up to 3. But yeah, in other words, the talent was garbage, and they keep buffing it. That's kind of end of that story. Right, cool. Accumulating Flame, ignited damage is lower. Cool. Spell power reduction increased on Withering Flame. Grand. Gift of the Ox, daggers damage duration increased from 0.5 to 1 second. The bonus on that, so that's pretty interesting there. Storm, Earth, and Fire, I think, has been rightly nerfed. From 100-second cooldown to 120 for such a powerful talent. That's definitely a great idea. Ring of Fire, the damage has been nerfed. Celerity, the damage has, the armor bonus has been buffed. And the attack speed bonus of combo strikes has actually been nerfed quite a lot. So obviously they're in particular targeting the combo strikes, and I have the Tiger synergies right there, and that's what they say down here. So that's very, very clear. Just kind of mixing up the Chen stuff. I still think Chen's going to be extremely strong. He's a really, really strong bruiser right now. This is definitely going to hit hard. And the Eye of the Tiger will also be fairly noticeable as well. But I think it's kind of warranted because it's a bit definitely too good. And I think this is definitely too good as well. So I think good changes overall, and we'll see what the talent balance looks like after we get to play more Chen. Imperius, surprisingly enough to me, has been buffed, but the healing has been slightly increased on his baseline trait. They have buffed a couple of his other talents at level 1 to try to compete with the ridiculously good max HP burn per mark consumed, which in my opinion should probably at this point just be baseline, to be honest with you. Just make it max HP damage for, yeah, I think that's what they should do. But anyway, they're still keeping it a talent. I think there's a few talents in the game that are so instrumental to the character, they might as well not be talents, but whatever. Like Nazebo's poison thing at 20, for example, but whatever. Impaling Light, though, Q. The damage bonus has been increased from 50 to 100%. The cooldown reduction has been slightly increased as well per hero hit, so it's basically damage bonus per hero hit and cooldown reduction per hero hit as well. Both those things have been buffed. The center damage bonus on this W has also been buffed to Consuming Flame. I still feel like the other one's probably best. And this is starting to look fairly okay as well, though, but unreliable. So we'll see. They did buff the Battle Hunger's trait, so that improves the healing from your trait. I guess nobody was taking it anymore, so they've buffed it a little bit to make it more appealing after they sort of made it semi-baseline. I guess that's one problem with making stuff baseline, is that it kind of leaves holes in the talent tree. I don't know, just leave holes though, in my opinion. Fuck it. Pathetic Mortals, though. Damage reduction has been increased, so this is when you stun someone with your Q, it reduces the damage they deal. I'm surprised. I feel like this is pretty good. I don't see this as being a major buff. Are you really going to notice it? I don't think so. In my opinion, this is more to just draw attention to the talent. And Celestial Swiftness, the movement speed has been increased. I think that's going to feel pretty good. So I think, you know, I don't know. Again, I feel like this is more, they're more just trying to draw attention to the Q build. Obviously, look, above the Q talents and here and here and here. Though. There you go, yeah. We'll see. I don't know about these changes bringing him back to his former glory. They're very specific. It brings him back to his former glory if you take the Q talents. Otherwise, he's basically the same, but with 5 more hits on whatever. Leoric has been buffed, which is nice, because I think Leoric's actually great. So he's going to be very great now. More health regen, and then a couple of buffs to his level 20s. Armor bonus slightly increased on Hardened Bones, and then Shroud of the Dead King hilariously having its cooldown halved. Which is, I think it's also good. It feels a little bit, you know, you want a really, really impactful ability. You know, if it's going to have a 1 minute cooldown at level 20, because there's only so many minutes left in the game. You're only going to get to press that button once or twice with something like Rewind, for example, which is super good. I think Shroud of the Dead King wasn't that strong. 30 seconds feels definitely better. So I think that's a good change. I mean, it took forever, but whatever. It's cool. Supports. Medivh, Dust of Disappearance. Allied who are given stealth are unable to be revealed for 0.5 seconds. I don't think I've ever seen a Medivh not take Medivh cheats, so I'm excited to not see this talent picked either. Though I'm also typically excited not to see Medivh picked. Tassadar. Interestingly enough, they've actually got a bunch of buffs for Tassadar. There's a Tassadar rework coming. They want to buff him a bit. We're waiting for the rework. Thought it'd be fun to buff him a bit in the meantime. So I guess we can't expect the maybe at BlizzCon. Here's what I'm hoping. Probably at BlizzCon. Tassadar rework? Yeah, let's go with that. But his health has been increased. How are we doing on time? Yeah, okay, we're doing okay on time. Health has been increased. Health regen's up as well. Basic attack damage has gone up. The slow has gone up a little bit as well. So a whole bunch of little buffs. Very nice. I personally love Tassadar, so I'm very happy to see this stuff. I'm very happy to play him. We also have changes to his talents. Again, pretty much just buffs across the board. Kadarin Resonance, probably the one that never gets picked. The regen globes required to complete the quest gone down a lot, an awful lot. This is very important because this ties into early game objectives, like potential finishing points. Plasma Shield quest completion bonuses have been reduced, though, from 20% and 40% bonuses to 15 and 30%. I think it's still fine. I think it's probably still overall a buff just to actually have it be useful for more of the game. Resonation, the slow amount has been increased. That's attacking, basic attacking, someone who's in your W. Never taken it, really, but there you are. It's a nice buff. That's a big slow. It's a bit awkward to use, though. Adun's Wisdom cooldown reduction while you activate your trait has been increased quite substantially. It's now doing, well, I mean, 50% of 50% is 25%, so it's doing 50% more than it used to. So that's very, very nice, actually. And actually makes it a pretty good talent, I would say. A pretty, well, a decent talent at level 13, so that's quite nice. At level 16, they've buffed stuff to compete with the double size storms. Physical armor reduction increased from 25 to 35. And focus beam, I can't remember what this is. I guess it's per, like, maximum health damage per tick of attacking while your trait is active. Isn't that it? While your trait's active, your basic attacks do max HP damage. I know, for me, I'm still thinking, you know, the double size storms and the size storm size and damage at level 1 are gonna be the go-to pretty much always. It's just too good for like zone control, teamfight damage, map control, but we'll see. And then prismatic link, which is awesome. That's where your basic attack chains between, is it 2 extra targets or 3 extra? I can't remember, but the damage bonus or the damage to those targets on the chain has been increased from 40 to 50%. So that's all right. It synergizes pretty well with the basic attack quest at level 1. And I think it's a decent one. I personally kind of like going for Archon and Super Archon. But that's me. And I don't think I'll change my Tastar build at all. It's just going to be nice to have some basic buffs to him. Cool. Oriel. Actually, quite some nice changes here. If you're an Oriel main, you're probably quite happy. Her personal hope generation from the damage she does to enemy heroes increased from 40 to 60%. The hope generation from damage she deals to non-heroes doubled from 10% to 20%. So you're getting 50% more than you used to before on this. You're getting twice as much as you used to before hitting non-heroes. However, the damage you're going to get from allied heroes from your crown target has been reduced from 40% to 30%. I think this is a good change overall. It means that Oriel's not like this, like locked into, okay, am I with like a Gul'dan or a Vala? Or, I don't know, like a really good Hanzo or whatever it might be. Something that does a lot of damage to be useful, like consistent damage to be useful. A lot more is now in her hands. And I think that's, in my opinion, that's a lot more fun. I do like that this is still there. It gives her some uniqueness. But yeah, I think this is probably better. And the slow amount and heavy burden has been increased too. So more playmaking potential for the individual Oriel player. That's great. I haven't played Oriel in a ranked game in probably 2 years. I don't know. It's been fucking ages. But I can tell you that there's few things in the game I would say more frustrating than, you know, your teammate. I remember that probably the last time I played her was back in the double support days. It's been that long. But, you know, you're building like a double support comp and your teammate has a Vala and you're going, awesome, I'll play Oriel. And you go into the game and you're like, she fucking sucks. It's like you just want to just unplug your PC and walk away. It's just... what a waste of time. But anyway, so that's nice that she has more personal stuff. Deckard, large HP buff to Deckard. Very large. HP regen buff as well. Cube Mastery. Mana cost reduction scroll ceiling has been changed from 30 to 25, so that's not as good. But they increased the cooldown reduction, which is very good. So there you go. Deckard. I haven't played Deckard in ages, not gonna lie. Safety in numbers. This is additional functionality. It gives you more cooldown reduction when you're near 3 allies instead of when you're near 1, right? And now when 3 are nearby, or maybe it's when you're near 2. Certainly now anyway, on top of that, on top of what it did before, when 3 are nearby, your mana regens increase by 50%. So that's quite nice. Hey, spam more spells because you got more mana. Cool. And they really want you to play Deckard, which is good, because I think Deckard's actually super cool. Karazim, Heavenly Zeal. Increased Breath of Heaven healing duration increased from 3.3 to 3.5. I believe this is when you dash to someone, you do more healing to them. To smooth out the interaction between Heavenly Zeal and Echo of Heaven. Echo of Heaven is where your heal goes off a second time. I guess they clashed, or it was like super tight timing. I don't know. Make them more reliable. That seems like a good change. Whatever. Rehgar, nerfs to Rehgar, pretty much. Less basic attack damage, less health regen. Now, we have some interesting stuff actually at level 1. And I'm very sad, by the way. See, Farsight remote. Oh, you guys know from watching the stream, I love picking Farsight and Rehgar. It's like the best. But it's gone now. Rest in pieces. You'll be remembered, Farsight. But sorry, level 1. Electric Charge. Damage done with Lightning Shield to enemy heroes heals Rehgar for 30% of the damage dealt. So that doesn't seem very good. But I guess, you know, Lightning Shield build's always fun. Colossal Totem. Additional functionality, because they removed Totemic Projection, because it sucks. Earthbind Totem can be reactivated to move an existing totem to new location once. So yeah, this sucky talent is now just given to you for free, level 1, if you take this one. So that's great. and makes level 4 a lot more interesting if you want to go totem build, which is actually a good build, so that's nice. And Wolf Run, this one's pretty cool. Additional functionality, hitting an enemy hero with Ghost forms lunge attack reduces the cooldown of Ghost Wolf by 1 second, so I think it's 4. This makes it 3, so it definitely builds into like a fun sort of hit and run Rehgar playstyle, which I personally really enjoy, so I think that's nice. Farsight's gone. I cry. New talent, Grounded Totem. Increases the health of Earthbind Totem. I read through these ones before. I missed this talent because I'm an idiot. Increases the health of Earthbind Totem by 100%. Okay. Enemy heroes who are slowed by Earthbind Totem also have their attack speed slowed by 40%. Okay. Well, that's very cool. I like this sort of talent. It's like very niche. You know, obviously this is going to be, I mean, it's got some use no matter what. But then it's got some very, very strong specific uses. So, I mean, against a Butcher, you're going, awesome. Colossal Totem, Grounded Totem. Winning. Hooray. Bloodlust range increased. Cool. And the movement speed bonus increased a lot. 35% is very fucking fast. So, cool. And, they think Rehgar's super overpowered. I don't know. I like Rehgar a lot. I think Rehgar's a really fun character. So, you know, glad to see some fun changes to him there. Nice. Stukov, they buffed Flailing Swipe, cooldown reduced from 80 to 60 seconds. Mana cost also reduced from 80 to 60. Nice. Controlled Chaos, cooldown of Flailing Swipe reduced, and the mana cost reduced as well. Also nice. I think this is good. I think this again is a cool heroic. Massive Shove is a bit more convenient. You're less likely to fuck your team up with it. I think this is a nice little change. Now you can fuck your team up more often. Hey, winning. Awesome. Hey. Tyrande. Okay. Everlasting Light. Healing increased. I can't remember what this is. I think it's if you heal 2 different people with your Q, or I don't know. Mark of Mending. Self-healing increased to something that's irrelevant. Ellune's Chosen. Active. Now this is actually quite significant because this is the thing you'd normally choose and it's super good. That's where you put a mark on your ally, and then for 8 seconds, question mark. Previously 200%, now 175% of the damage you deal to enemy heroes with your basic attacks mostly is turned into healing. It actually does a massive amount of healing over the duration if you can consistently attack for it. It's very strong. I think it's reasonable that it did get nerfed, so that's good. Talents rearranged, cool. Ranger active, cooldown reduced slightly. True Shot Aura active, cooldown reduced, which I think that's actually quite fun, so I'm happy to see that. True Shot Aura is such an iconic ability. You know, from Warcraft 3, happy to see it have more of a, you know, a bigger place for her. Huntress's Fury trait moved from 16. Don't know what it does. Sorry. Ranger's Mark, basic attack sets mark. I'm gonna get comments being like, "You don't know what they do. You fucking suck." Bummer, I guess. Ranger's Mark trait, basic attacks against marked targets no longer increase the duration of Hunter's Mark. New functionality, basic attacks against marked targets reduce the cooldown of Lunar Flare by 1.5 seconds. That's very cool. That makes this very appealing. I think this is now a really good talent and actually a very fun one as well. Well, I don't know if it's that good, but it's certainly quite cool and appealing. I think it's nice. You know, it's only against marked targets, and the mark is quite short range. It's a little difficult to use. But yeah, I like that one. And Celestial Attunement is moved to 16. All right, nice, cool. Alarak nerfs, hooray. Nobody likes to play against a super buffed Alarak. Cooldown reduction on Ruthless. So this is when he's above whatever amount of health, he gets bonus cooldown reduction on his W. And again, that's up most of the time. Very, very oppressive in the early game. That has been nerfed. So he's not going to be casting his Ws as frequently and just killing people everywhere as frequently in the early game. Hooray, because Alarak snowballs are super fun. Not. Show of Force has been nerfed as well. This is when you hit people with say 3 abilities in a row or something like that. Has been slightly nerfed. Again, so small it's basically irrelevant. Hindered motion, the slow duration has been increased from 2 to 3 seconds. Now this competes with the extended range and not and push/pull distance on his W, which is really, really strong. This does do a slow now for 3 seconds instead of 2 when you push them or pull them with your W. So that's kind of nice. I still would think the extra range and push duration, push distance is better. But there you are. It's a little overboard. Yes, you did, Blizzard. Yes, you did. Okay, Murky. Slime time. This is big deal, actually. The number of times enemy heroes need to be slimed to receive quest rewards reduced. So this would increase the, I think, one stage was the damage of the Q by quite a lot. I think the other stage was the slow. I'm not sure. It's very powerful, but this would really become a big deal like at level 16 when you get your 3 basic attacks would trigger a slime. That made it a lot easier to stack. And then either the slime talents at level 20, which have the cooldown of slime, or the double health or whatever at level 20. Those things made it a lot easier to stack this. So this was mega strong late game, but it was super hard to stack early game. They've made this a lot easier to stack early game, so this will be more useful sooner, which is quite a nice buff to Murky. This makes you less of a let's get late game without being massively screwed, and I'm mega powerful then, so that's nice. Living the Dream has also been slightly buffed. Murgle. Qhira, nerfs for Qhira. Cool. Health down, health regen down, grappling hook range down as well. Then maximum effort, the slow has been increased from 20% for 2 seconds to 25% for 2.5. Fatal wounds, the thing that everyone's taken. The quest completion requirement is almost doubled from 125 to 200. You'll still finish it very early. This is probably a bigger deal. The bonus damage, I mean, maybe not up for the first objective though. Right, but the bonus bleed damage has been reduced from 50 to 40% when targets are below half health. So that's quite significant. There was also a bug with fatal wounds, which was making this talent just apply to everyone. So it's just like 50% bonus damage on your bleeds, always. So they fixed that. I think she's still really strong, but they fixed that. Finishing touch. Bonus damage increased from 25% to 30%, and duration increased from 2.5 to 3. So that's basic attacking enemy heroes below half health, something like that. So cool. Ensnaring swing. This is interesting that they buffed this, because I thought this sounds actually pretty decent. So this is when you latch onto someone, you're swinging around. It slows the target, and then everyone else that hits also gets slowed. And they were already big slow. I think this is, again, more to just draw attention, but they're pretty nice. Healmonger has been nerfed. That's when you damage an enemy hero with your W who is below half health. That gives you an extra chunk of healing. That's a pretty big deal. Now, interestingly enough here, which I think is kind of crazy, because I think this is the better heroic. Unrelenting Strikes. The stun duration has actually increased a little bit. And the final damage has been increased quite a chunk. Now, the big strength of Unrelenting Strikes is you're going bleed build, and it just applies bleeds to everyone constantly in the area, so it's really good. So, this isn't actually that big of a deal. It's something, all right. It's something. And I think it maybe is a nice idea to add, focus in on getting out of the Unrelenting Strikes before it explodes as the big counterplay, because there is counterplay there. So I think that's nice. I think this is a good idea, and that's cool. Final Strike got slightly nerfed as well. I personally think this one is better, because you're going bleed build, it bleeds everybody. It also makes people freak out when you cast it. It's hilarious. People panic like fucking crazy. It's great. Final Strike, I don't like it. That's me. Right, Zeratul, Shroud of Adun, shield amount increased, and you now gain it over 3 seconds instead of over 5. So that's nice because no one ever took it, so that's good. Chromie, Time Walker Pursuits, spell power bonus has been increased. Cool. I mean, I still think you want the extra Sand Echo, because that's just more fun and probably still better as well. Bronze Talons, the basic attack damage has been increased a good chunk. Mobius Loop, the cooldown reduction has been increased a good chunk as well at level 7. Here and there, cooldown reduction at level 13. Fast Forward, additional functionality, also refunds 10 mana when Sand Blast travels 50% of its base distance and hits an enemy hero. So that also gives you cooldown reduction, so this just helps you not yourself super fast. So that's nice. And then Blessings of the Bronze. What a fucking mess this talent has been. Hilarious. Hitting enemy heroes with Sand Blast from Chromie or her Echoes reduces the cooldown of Blessing of the Bronze by 8 seconds. Okay, so it's not its initial iteration where it was just always on. But it's also, excuse me, Blizzard. She doesn't get her talent at level 7, 13, 16, or 20. They're actually at 5, 11, 14, and 18. Can you fix your patch notes, Blizzard? Do you even play your own game? Oh my god, Blizzard. Ugh. I still don't think this is good. I still think you want Piercing Sands. I probably wouldn't change your build, but we'll see. We'll see. Nice few little bits of changes there, though, to Chromie. I have to say, I think the current rework generally is actually really good. I mean, her E ability is a bit random. The time traps are a bit random. I kind of feel like the time traps are just there because it has time in the name, really. But, and hourglasses and shit. just so it is like she does have something to do with time. But yeah, I think her current iteration is actually pretty nice. So yeah, there you go. That was pretty good. Rain of Destruction been buffed. This is great because I fucking love this ability. It's great fun. So I'm definitely happy to play that. And Darkness Within is a new functionality. This is level 16. So this is when you would life tap, it would increase your spell power in your next attack. So I guess you could combo that with Rain of Destruction, and no longer is that the case. But after dealing 600 damage to enemy heroes, which isn't really that much, it makes your next life tap cost no health and give you 25% spell power for 5 seconds. This actually seems very strong. Now, it does compete with the applying multiple stacks if your Corruption, your E ability, will explode or just do bonus damage. And it competes with stacking damage on your Q. Basically, yeah, I think this looks great, though. This is probably the go-to. This seems awesome. I want to drop... Give me Rain of Destruction, Darkness Within. Let's go. Let's do it. Hanzo, Explosive Arrows nerfed. Yeah, cool. Dragon Strike. This, you know, honestly, this just makes me sad. The amount of games you play at master level and people just pick Dragon Strike. It's like, how did you not know it was, how did you not know it was shit? How did you not know it was shit? Anyways, cooldown has been reduced from 100 to 60 seconds. Mana cost from 100 to 60, and the damage was increased slightly over 10% as well. So, yeah, this talent used to be shit. Now it might actually be alright, actually. No, now, you know, that's a massive buff. And I will never escape the eternal regrets of, you know, going, oh yeah, we got a Hanzo. And then you're going early game, oh, he's missing a lot of skill shots though. And then level 10 he picks Dragon Strike and you go, oh no, it's one of those Hanzos. No longer as much, so that's good. Mounted Archery movement speed increased, fine. And Dragon Awakens cooldown reduction lowered because 5-second cooldown reduction on a 60-second thing will be pretty fucking nuts. I thought this probably is actually quite good now. This is probably really good. Not gonna lie, that might, yeah. I see that being strong. Yeah, I actually do. I can't believe I'm saying it, but it's true. There's so many hero changes. Holy shit. Okay, super fast. Let's go. I know I've been skipping some of these, but we need to get through this at some stage. I've been talking for fucking ages. I haven't even drank my tea. It's gone warm. This is tragic. At least Elwyn Forrest is here with us. Kel'Thuzad. Q. Bonus damage increased from 20 to 25%. Maximum stacks reduced from 6 to 4. So instead of 100 and... Yeah, well, I mean... They're going to move out of it anyway, aren't they? So that's better. Cool, great. Stacks, yeah, does more sooner. Cool. Ice Cold. Cooldown reduction increased from 5 to 8 seconds. Bonus damage increased from that. I don't know what that does. I'm sorry. Frost Blast. Buffed. Shorter, much shorter cooldown. Much longer route. Mana cost reduced. They really want to make this good. And I like that because I hate Kel'Thuzad's a fucking garbage hero that should never have been put into the game. I love Kel'Thuzad as a character. He's one of my favorite characters. He's so badass. I absolutely despise the one-shot Shadow Fisher build. I think it's cancer. I think it's terrible. I think, you know, Kel'Thuzad and like Valera are two of probably, you know, there's some other heroes as well, but they are awful heroes. Absolutely terrible. Mana cost has been reduced. The damage has gone down as well. Hooray. Damaging an enemy hero with Shadow Fisher resets its cooldown. Oh god, no. I didn't read this far in the patch notes, and now I'm actually depressed. I hate this hero. Sucks. He's just garbage in every way. I'm sorry. He's just awful. Fun to play. High skill cap to play. It feels good for you. Fucking same as the old Chromie. Feels great for you. Fucking sucks to play. It's just not fun. It's just not fun. Damaging enemy heroes who are slowed by Frost Nova no longer increase its slow duration. Okay, great. New functionality. Damaging enemy heroes who are slowed by Frost Nova reduces the cooldown of Frost Nova. More useful. Might of the Scourge. If an enemy hero is hit by Shadow Fisher, it will explode a second time, 1 second later. Hooray. Reducing his burst damage. Make some adjustments. I mean, like... I don't really... I'm gonna be honest here. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you guys. Reduces burst damage combo. I'm gonna be honest. I'm pretty happy. If I actually like this hero, I'd be pretty happy to take a 10% damage nerf on my heroic if I got a free reset on that heroic whenever I hit somebody, it's like, would you like a 10% damage nerf to get a 100% damage buff? Yeah, nah. I hope the next patch notes are like, we removed this hero because he's fucking dumb. We just fuck it, you know, we just put in the Lich in Warcraft 3 exactly as he was in Warcraft 3. We don't even know if it fits. Fucking awesome. Great. Cool. More power to you. I love it. All right, cool. Magic Missiles, damage scaling increased. Cool. Rearrange talents. Cool. Astral Presence, actually useful now. Hooray. Seeker, damage increased. Okay, great. Zay's Vengeance, damage increased. Okay, great. Disintegrate, damage increased. Awesome. Glass Cannon, spell power increased. Awesome. Okay, cool. So a bunch of pretty bad talents have been buffed, so I think that's pretty nice. And yeah, with the movement speed stuff, I mean, I guess that's one thing. Seeker must be really hard to use with the movement speed stuff. Cool, whatever. Tychus, press the advantage, duration increased. Awesome. Dash no longer has a quest. Increases the range of run and gun by 50%. Casting it gives you more movement speed for 2.5 seconds. Awesome. So if you want to be like a really shit Tychus that just uses this to run away, now you can be really useless for your team very effectively. Hooray. Combat Tactician, casting run and gun, reduce the cooldown minigun by 8 seconds. Oh, that's pretty cool. So these are pretty big. So this gives you more range and for quite a long time. Very nice with your minigun. Especially you get the extended duration minigun, I suppose. Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, they're pretty big buffs. They're making that a lot more impactful. That's nice. Tychus is going to be pretty solid, actually. Caltrops reduces the mana cost of Vault. Okay, cool. I think they did buff this before as well. So I think it was obviously rubbish a while ago. They did buff it recently, so maybe it's not rubbish anymore. I actually couldn't tell you. And then we've got some bugs. So cool. There you go. Just the Qhira. Stuff the Qhira. Cool. Sub-game loop interactions. Okay, nice. Well, there you go, guys. That is the patch. Lots of stuff there. So I meant this to be like a 15-minute video. It's been 37 minutes. I don't know. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it anyway. That's my sort of semi-rambling thoughts on most of these talents and then forgetting what maybe 5% of them do. We'll see if the comments reflect it. Curious. Nice little patch. I'm actually quite excited to let me know if you want to see any videos on these particular heroes. I'm quite like to try Diablo in particular. Yeah, I'd quite like to try Diablo. We can play some Tassadar because I do like Tassadar and everyone thinks he sucks. Well, I don't. I wouldn't mind doing more Reign of Destruction Gul'dan. That's always fun. They're my initial thoughts. Let me know what you think, though. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.